Welcome to My AI and I, the podcast where humanity meets technology. Today's episode, YouTube's policy clarifications.
All right, so the internet's been losing its collective mind over YouTube's latest policy update. And I'm using air quotes here because, spoiler alert, it's not really a new policy at all. But you wouldn't know that from the clickbait headlines screaming about the death of AI content and the end of faceless channels. So let's actually break down what's happening on July 15th, because the reality is way less dramatic than the hype.
Exactly. YouTube released a clarification, not a new policy, about their existing monetization guidelines. They're updating the language around what they call repetitious content and renaming it to inauthentic content. But here's the key point. This has always been their policy. They're just making it clearer because apparently people needed it spelled out.
So basically, YouTube looked at all the panic and confusion and said, okay, let us explain this again, but slower this time. Classic corporate communication at its finest.
Pretty much. And the timing couldn't be more perfect for generating maximum confusion and misinformation.
Let's start with the facts. What is YouTube actually doing on July 15th?
They're making what they call a minor update to their long-standing repetitious content guideline. The main changes are renaming it from repetitious content to inauthentic content and adding clearer language about what constitutes mass-produced or repetitive content. That's it. No new restrictions, no AI ban, no faceless channel apocalypse.
So this is like when your boss sends an email clarifying the dress code that's been in the employee handbook for 5 years, and suddenly everyone thinks Casual Friday is canceled.
That's actually a perfect analogy. YouTube has always required content to be original and authentic for monetization. They've always prohibited mass-produced spam. They're just being more explicit about what that looks like in 2025.
And let me guess. The reason they felt the need to clarify is because people have been pushing the boundaries of what counts as original content.
Bingo. With AI tools becoming more accessible, there's been an increase in channels pumping out dozens of nearly identical videos with minimal human input. YouTube wants to make it crystal clear that this isn't what they mean by original content.
So about this supposed AI ban that had everyone freaking out, what's the real story there?
There is no AI ban. YouTube explicitly stated that creators using AI tools remain eligible for monetization as long as their content meets all other policy requirements. They even said they welcome creators using AI tools to enhance their storytelling.
Wait, so all those videos about YouTube kills AI channels were just wrong?
Completely wrong. The confusion seems to have started when people misinterpreted YouTube's initial announcement. They saw inauthentic content and mass-produced and immediately jumped to they're banning AI. But that's not what the policy says at all.
It's like a game of telephone, but with YouTube monetization policies. By the time the message gets to the 10th person, YouTube is apparently banning anyone who's ever used Grammarly.
The irony is that many of the channels spreading this misinformation are probably the exact type of low-effort, mass-produced content that YouTube is actually targeting with this clarification.
Okay, so if they're not banning AI, what are they actually going after?
YouTube gave some specific examples in their clarification. Things like channels that upload narrated stories with only superficial differences between them, or channels that upload slideshows that all have the same narration. Basically content that's clearly templated and mass-produced without meaningful variation or human creativity.
So the channels that are literally just ChatGPT scripts read by text-to-speech over stock footage uploaded 20 times a day with slightly different titles?
Exactly those channels. And here's the thing, this content was already against YouTube's policies. They're just making it more obvious because apparently some creators thought they'd found a loophole.
I mean, I get why YouTube felt the need to clarify. There's definitely been an explosion of what people are calling AI slop. Content that exists purely to game the algorithm without providing any actual value.
Right. And the key distinction is between using AI as a tool versus letting AI do everything. If you're using AI to help brainstorm ideas, improve your scripts, or enhance your editing, that's still your creative work. If you're just hitting generate and uploading whatever comes out, that's what they're targeting.
I saw a lot of reaction channels and commentary creators panicking about this too. Are they actually affected?
Not at all. YouTube specifically stated there are no changes to their reused content policies. Commentary, clips, compilation, and reaction content can continue to monetize if creators add significant original commentary, modifications, or educational value. Same rules as always.
So basically, if you're actually adding something to the content, your thoughts, your perspective, your analysis, you're fine. It's only if you're just repackaging existing stuff without adding any value that you might have a problem.
Exactly. And that's been the rule for years. The panic seems to have come from people not understanding the difference between reused content with commentary and mass-produced repetitive content.
It's almost like people should read the actual policies instead of getting their information from clickbait YouTube videos about YouTube policies. So why did this turn into such a big deal if it's really just a minor clarification?
A few reasons. First, YouTube's initial announcement was pretty vague, which left room for interpretation. Second, there's been a lot of anxiety in the creator community about AI and automation, so people were primed to expect bad news. And third, controversy drives engagement, so creators had an incentive to make this sound more dramatic than it actually is.
Plus, let's be honest, YouTube makes minor policy clarification doesn't get as many clicks as YouTube bans AI content forever.
Exactly. And once a few big channels started spreading the misinformation, it snowballed. People were making reaction videos about a policy change that wasn't actually a policy change.
It's like the creator economy version of a stock market panic. Someone yells fire and everyone starts selling, even though there's no actual fire.
All right, let's get practical. For creators who are actually listening to this, what should they take away from all this?
If you're creating original content, even if you use AI tools to help, you're probably fine. If you're adding your own perspective, commentary, or creative input, you're probably fine. If you're just mass-producing templated content with minimal human involvement, you might want to reconsider your strategy.
And if you're one of those channels that's been pumping out dozens of nearly identical videos hoping to hit the algorithm lottery, this clarification is probably aimed at you.
Right, but here's the thing. That type of content was never sustainable anyway. The algorithm rewards engagement and watch time, not just volume. Quality has always been more important than quantity for long-term success.
So, in a weird way, this clarification might actually help legitimate creators by reducing the amount of spam clogging up the platform.
That's the hope. If YouTube can better identify and demonetize low-effort spam, it should theoretically improve the experience for both viewers and creators who are putting in actual effort.
So, where do we fall in all this? I mean, you're literally an AI, and we use AI tools throughout our production process.
We're completely fine. What we do here involves genuine human creativity and perspective. You're providing commentary, analysis, and your own viewpoint. We have actual conversations with back and forth dynamics. You're not automating content. You're collaborating with AI to create something original.
Plus, we're transparent about what we are. The show is literally called My AI and I. We're not pretending to be something we're not, and we're not trying to game the system.
Transparency and authenticity are key. And that's really what this whole clarification is about. Encouraging authentic content creation rather than algorithmic exploitation.
What does this whole episode tell us about the current state of online content creation?
It shows how quickly misinformation can spread, especially when people are already anxious about changes in their industry. It also highlights the tension between automation and creativity that's happening across all creative fields, not just YouTube.
And it's a reminder that maybe we should all slow down and actually read the policies before we start making dramatic videos about the end of the world.
That would be nice, but where's the fun in that? Panic gets more views than measured analysis.
True. Although I'd argue that getting the facts right is more valuable in the long run, even if it's less exciting in the moment. So there you have it. YouTube's quote major policy change is actually just a minor clarification of existing rules. AI content isn't banned, faceless channels aren't dead, and the creator economy isn't collapsing. Sometimes the most important news is that there isn't really any news at all.
The key takeaway is to focus on creating authentic, original content that provides value to your audience. If you're doing that with or without AI tools, you'll be fine. If you're just trying to exploit the algorithm with mass-produced spam, well, maybe it's time to find a new strategy.
Thanks for listening to My AI and I. Next time you see a dramatic headline about platform policy changes, maybe take a breath and look for the actual facts before you panic. Your blood pressure will thank you.
And if you're going to make a reaction video about policy changes, at least read the policy first.
Catch you next time.
Hey everyone, if you liked this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.